Hey guys, it's me, and I have finished episode 12, so Erased. And I already edited it. It's already available through my Patreon and also through the bit.ly link below for those of you who don't have Patreon in your countries. So before watching this, if you want to watch that, the normal highlights, you can go ahead, just click on the links in the description box. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe, because I still feel awkward saying that, but I've been told that I probably should start saying that, so I am. All right, so now I assume now that you've watched the reaction highlights, so now I'm gonna be talking. It is cold. I'm not gonna. I would be put on the fire, but I got my gas bill back, and I shouldn't put the fire on as much as I do. I wish it were a wood one, but alas, this house doesn't have one. So, my thoughts on episode 12. So, now that I've had time to watch it again, because I was editing it and kind of process, it wasn't my favorite episode. It wasn't the showdown I was expecting. It was more peaceful and forgiving than what I had originally anticipated. So I don't know if I could necessarily buy that he didn't have any ill will towards this guy who was trying to kill all these children and his mom, particularly because to the murderer it was 15 years, but to him it was like an instant. And I'm sorry, if someone tried to kill me and then, like, you know, I don't know, I find that I'm in a coma, and then it just seems like maybe a few days and I can confront them about it, I don't necessarily know if I would be as zen as Satoru was. So I thought it feels that last episode felt like they crammed a lot of time into a small amount of space. And so I have to believe that's why it felt a little weird, is because actually he had more time to think about these things. The end of the end of shows in general, anytime they have the villain telling the evil plot, or like the the main character like confronting the evil guy, or whatever, where anytime you have a lot of telling and not showing, I don't think I like it as much. I'm very much a fan of storytellers that show what's going to happen and show development, rather than just in a monologue or dialogue the end, things being revealed. Like, that's just kind of, and I felt like that a little bit. So I was a little let down by that. And I know some people are like, what? But that's just how I feel. So I think that's kind of my feeling about this episode. I felt like there's a lot of telling as opposed to showing. I feel like it just felt more like a wrap up than it did like an explosive conclusion. But maybe they weren't going for explosive conclusion. Maybe it was just a wrap up. So the falling from the roof, I definitely did not expect that. If anything, I expected like the Satoru to gather that that's what he was going to do to kill him, and then the teacher was going to then throw him from the roof, as opposed to the trying to save him, dropping him, and then jumping off the roof, or about to jump off the roof in I don't know, self-hatred. I don't know. So that just not what I was expecting. I'll just say that. And why do they keep on showing air conditioning units. I understand, like, up on the roof, they had a lot of symbolism going on. Things were being wrapped up. You had the dead butterflies. You had the water tank. You had the spider's web. I also think it's interesting, you know, that moths and butterflies are often caught in spiders' webs, but this is almost like turning it on its head, where you have, like, the butterflies and the moths actually, like, kind of triumphing over the spider's web. So I liked that aspect, that there seemed to be a lot of symbolic wrap up in that scene, but you know, overall, I think there could have been more, but that's just me. So that's not to say I didn't like the episode, because I did, and I don't think there's any question that I loved the show. Like, I absolutely did. It was fantastic. So now I guess I want to talk about the show as a whole, where some things that I loved about the show: the interaction between Satoru and his mom, the fact that it very rarely are like nurturing child-parent relationships shown on television. Maybe that's more common in Japanese entertainment, but in American entertainment, we have the like parent and the child that are constantly yelling at each other, or you have like the Gilmore Girls, like, my mom is my best friend, like that type of thing. But rarely do you have like a mom that lovingly supports and nurtures her son. So I really liked seeing that. So I loved that. I loved the interactions with his friends. The voices in the head, from when he is an adult becoming a child, and then child becoming adult. I definitely liked that. I thought that was awesome. I loved just the female characters in general. I thought Eri was adorable. And I thought that the teacher up until the last episode was a very despicable villain. And yes, he was a despicable villain in the last one, but he seemed to be a little more weak. And I think maybe that's kind of the point of I don't know, maybe it was to make him feel weak. Seem weak. Oh shoot, I gotta go soon because it's 5:41 and I'm gonna work out at 6. So yeah, those are some things that I loved about it. I think the animation for this was beautiful. It was not overwrought. It was not a very stylistic. It didn't seem like I feel like Yuri on Ice, and when Yuri on Ice was on point, because the animation is very inconsistent there. But when it's like really good, like it's really, really good. And this one just didn't have the stylized, but it was just subtly and quietly beautiful. And I loved that about this. And like the attention to detail was such that like enhanced it as opposed to like distract. So let's see, some things that I would change about the show if I could, and that would be I wish that Satoru and Eri's relationship had been a little more overt, maybe made her a little older so that it wouldn't be as weird. So, and making it to where they want to, I don't know, I wanted more of a romance vibe from that. I feel like there's like a little bit, but like not enough. So I wish there had been more of that. And then obviously at the very end, showing as opposed to telling. But other than that, yeah. So that's my opinion on Erased. I loved it. I don't think it's gonna be my #1 anime, but I would probably put it in the top 5, just because of the interactions with the kids. I just think, I mean, that alone, I mean, it was so absolutely cute. So as a mystery, obviously easy to tell, but I have to believe that it wasn't supposed to be a mystery. That was more just like us watching him figure it out. So in that respect, I don't hold that against the show at all. All right, so that was Erased. I don't know who recommended Erased to me. It was definitely one of you guys, and I think it was many of you. And yes, thank you so much for recommending that because it was wonderful. I'm so sorry it took so long to watch it. Just, I took a hiatus and did Attack on Titan stuff, and anyway, so I am ready to start my next show. So I have on Patreon, and you can find it in the description box below, a poll. And it's different than the poll I did last time, because the poll I did last time, like, people would just, like, vote whenever they wanted, or as many times as they wanted, and this is not like that. You have to actually, like, join Patreon, I think. So for those of you who do not have a Patreon in your country, I'm really sorry. Just put in the description or put in the comments below what your vote is, I guess. I'm going to try to keep everyone's, I'm going to do, I think, I'm not going to say that I'm absolutely going to do what the majority of you want me to do, because obviously I'm taking time to watch it. I want it to be something that I want to watch, but it probably will be. It just will. So please vote for that. It's going to be, voting is going to continue until next Thursday, I think, is when voting is going to start. So I've got a couple of things that I can watch until then. For instance, apparently there's 2 OVAs that are from Attack on Titan that are remaining that I need to watch. So if you have the links to those, please give them to me. Also, I am going to attempt to play Fortnite. Because I literally know nothing about it, and I have had a couple individuals, i.e. students, request that I play Fortnite. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to record it, because I'm sure it's going to be ridiculous. I don't even know what type of game it is, whether it's a first-person shooter or a third-person action-adventure, or whether it's, like, Civilization. I mean, I don't know. I assume it's not like Civilization, because it wouldn't be that popular. Oh, Civilization's a great game. But I have never logged on. I don't know anything really about it. So I'm going to... And I'm probably going to watch one episode of a show that I've always wanted to know what it's about, but probably won't be one that I watch, like, consistently. Or maybe it's one that I'll watch occasionally. So, but I've always wanted to know what it's about, because what I think it's about, I know that can't be what it actually is about. So, and I'll explain that when I do that video. So, all right, that is that. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm gonna go work out. So, and I might be able to film another one tonight. We'll see. So, all right, well, until next time.